All right, guys. Thanks so much. Here we are, Conversation with an Alpha. I'm here with Quentyn, who is definitely somebody I consider to be an alpha. I mean, just look at this specimen. But again, he doesn't. Obviously, we've up to this point been talking to people who have been either following what we're doing and adopting a lot of the different disciplines. Some of it, all of it, some of it, parts of it. But essentially, this is someone who doesn't do any of the stuff that I know of, like the stuff that I prescribe, but has his own lane and has his own sort of experience with nutrition, with training, and with life balance. So we're just going to ask him a few questions about that. And as with always, we're going to start a bit about, introduce yourself and tell them a bit about who you are.
Well, my name is Quentyn Rendes. I'm 35, I'm French, and I've lived across the globe as a personal trainer in the US, in Australia, in the UK, and now I've just followed the sun here in Valencia.
Nice.
So I work fully remote.
But by being so global, obviously you've seen all the different kind of, cultures and communities and how they, are affected by the training that you prescribe and all that sort of stuff as well. So
100%.
that's going to be beneficial to those watching. Can you tell us a bit then, obviously, about your relationship with nutrition? Start wherever you want in terms of like your personal journey, but also any information or advice that you can give people about nutrition and things that you practice yourself.
So bringing it down, like nutrition, I started when I was 20. So it was before my sports career, if I could say. I was a skinny fat little man.
Right.
So no muscle, no abs.
Right.
So literally nothing for himself. And I started playing American football.
Aha.
And the thing is with American football.
Whilst you were a skinny guy.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's the thing. You have to pack up some muscle. So at first I was training not for the aesthetics of it. I was training to be stronger on the field because I would get hammered. I was playing wide receiver, so you needed to be fast, really good, but you needed to be able to take a punch.
Right.
So this is how I started basically, but at first nutrition to me didn't matter at first. So I was more focused on my training, and then as soon as I got more into training, obviously it comes with it.
Right.
Supplements such as like protein powder, just the simple things, creatine, and then you're like, okay, so if I take care of my body in that physical sense, might as well just do it with nutrition as well.
And what age was this? This was
20.
Oh, so this is 20. So you're already like formed, you're grown. So by the age of 20, you were skinny.
I was
fat.
skinny
No
fat.
way.
Yeah, that was
crazy.
a bit sad because I actually played sports from the age of 5 up until 13 years old. But then I had the major event in my life that made me kind of lost. So I lost my dad basically. So at that point, you don't really know what you want anymore.
Sure.
So I started playing different sports. So every year I was changing, trying things out. So I played soccer, so like football for 5 years, and then that happened. Then I went to different things like table tennis.
Just anything, just lots of
like
different
the soccer team literally called me back and like, dude, you have potential. We could send you in detections and stuff, but you want to play table tennis? I'm just like, well, I'm just a teenager. I don't really know what I'm doing.
Sure.
I played hockey. I played martial arts. I did martial arts like taekwondo, kaizen-do, kickboxing.
Wow.
And then American football just came in the way. I don't even remember how.
That's crazy. At the age of 20, that's
I was I was doing a bit of sport, but I was not fit by any means. At that time, especially, you are still studying. On the weekends, you eat out. I mean, just McDonald's, stuff like this. Shit food. You drink a lot of fucking alcohol. I used to drink a lot at that age. And then American football kind of put me back into the right rails because I had the chance to be coached by an American coach. That was an import from Florida for our team. He was paid just to be coaching us.
He was like Ted Lanslow, but for actual American
football.
Exactly.
This guy's from Florida.
France,
So he came to France to coach, and his mindset was so different from us. And I looked up to him so much because having lost my dad at 13, you always look for new role models. So he definitely was one of them. And he helped me out with working out. So this is how you start training. He helped me out with nutrition. It's like, obviously the American way at that time, all he was drinking was muscle milk protein shakes. It was a very
beefcake.
Exactly the American way at that time. I mean, in the sports industry, but I liked it. I was like, you know what? It's so different from what I'm used to. And at that point, this is where my studies brought me to the US, and I went to New York City not to become a personal trainer at the time. I was just doing a random internship, but everything changed for me because this is where I actually looked into nutrition for real, because it was the first time I was cooking for myself. Because I was living with my parents, my mom, and I had no choice on the food that was put on the table, you know? So I was just eating whatever she was cooking. But at that time you travel, so this is you versus you. So you have to cook, you have to buy your groceries, you have to do it well. So this is where I got into it.
Nice. And in terms of the intake, aside from like obviously protein and stuff like that, I mean, do you follow like a kind of regime in terms of your intake? I know you like burgers. That's why we met. The burgers, right? I do
like burgers. For me, at that point, so as of now, like over the years, I tried everything. Tried keto, vegan, everything.
Any of those that stand out to you?
I don't think so. I think it can be good for small, like short amount of times. Like keto is very good to lose weight very fast for like a couple years. But some of your health markers will be impacted negatively for it. So this is why you can't do it for forever. Some people will tell you they can, but if you look closely into the markers that you would get on your blood test,
a big enough sample size.
LDL cholesterol rises way too much for it to be sustainable. Some people still say otherwise. I mean, to each their own. But the vegan has over time, like how do you say that? Like basically you lack too many things. So it's really hard to get. You can by supplementing. So if you're vegan because of animal cruelty, good on you. Like definitely a good reason to be. But you have to supplement yourself a lot. So I tried many of the different diets, and especially when I was studying fitness, literally when I moved to Australia after the US, this is where I became a certified PT. So this is where I had to look into everything and kind of try it for myself. But nowadays, the way I do it is I make it as simple as possible in the way that I only eat 3 times a day. My main meal would be...
Is there a particular time parameter?
Kinda. Like I'm still flexible, but I try to... Basically, your body is a machine that likes consistency. So as for the sleep, if you want to keep the same sleep cycle, then you need to, whether it's Saturday or whether it's Monday, you need to go to bed and wake up at the same time. I mean, it's better. It's hard to do in the real life, but it's the best. And for the meals, it's also the same thing. So my first meal would be, so I do intermittent fasting.
So you do intermittent fasting?
I do intermittent fasting just because there's a couple reasons. The first one is it's convenient. Extremely convenient because I eat about 3,000 calories a day. But if I were to add a breakfast, I would go 3,500. So for me, it's not easy. I would need to reduce all the other portions throughout the day, but I would be hungry, so you don't want that.
So you tend to start later, have still 3 meals, but contain all the calorie intake over those 3 meals, so you would then much later on.
Exactly. And also because it's also better for your digestive system to get a break of at least 12 hours. If not, like if you eat late at night and you eat as soon as you wake up in the morning, then your body doesn't have time to just reset and take a break. And in my opinion and in my experience, it's not the best.
I mean, we're very aligned on that. Like that's literally what I practice as well in terms of like a foundational rule of thumb is intermittent fasting, specifically for what you suggested, which is you need to give your brain, your body a break from digesting, because it's a very all-encompassing
it's a very long process as well. Like intestines are very long, so you don't want to overwhelm them, especially over time. Like it will make you earn your years of living. If you
quality
do it
life as well.
So I do this, but what I do is my first meal is the same every single day.
Really?
I never change it.
Interesting. So no matter what. That's hilarious. Is it McDonald's?
Nah, it's like a kind of a brunch.
Okay.
Lots of greens, lots of reds, lots of everything. It's very good. It's about 1,000 calories, give or take. But also I do it for different reasons. So I know in terms of vitamins, nutrition, micronutrition, and I mean macro and micro, it's good. Flavor-wise, it's amazing.
What you love, yeah.
And mental energy-wise, I don't need to think about what I'm going to cook when I open my fridge.
Right.
So I save energy for my work times.
Can you tell us what this dish is then?
Absolutely.
Like, yeah. I'd be curious to know. Like, and is it like pre-prepared? So you
nothing.
Just like...
No, I just make it on the spot, but it takes me 7 minutes, something like this.
Yeah,
it's
7 minutes, 33 seconds.
Very fast. So it's 3 big eggs, 3 or 4, like depending on the size. But if it's large or X large, I do 3.
Right.
So in that way, you already have 21, 22 grams of protein just for the eggs.
Check this out.
I
do none of this, but yeah, I find it. Yeah.
And with these, I'll do half an avocado.
There's your green.
For the good monounsaturated fats.
Okay.
I would do half a tomato or like cherry tomatoes on the side. So I put salt and stuff on it.
Nice.
I'll do sourdough bread, so like 2 slices. What I do, I don't like pre-packed bread because it's first and foremost, I'm French, so I can't eat this shit. And so I try to find a good bakery that sells sourdough bread.
Nice.
Because sourdough help with digestion, like it's much better.
Interesting.
And gluten doesn't affect you as much if you eat that kind of bread because it's fermented bread.
Right. Okay.
And so what I do, I buy a big loaf of bread like that. I cut it in slices and I put it in the freezer. So every morning I just take out 2 slices and I put it in the toaster and it's done.
Boom.
So it gives me grilled like sourdough bread, really nice.
Yeah.
So that's 1 plate. So the eggs, avocado, tomatoes. I would put some olive oil on my breads, on my toast. So that's 1. Second one on the side would be Greek yogurt, so like skyr.
Right.
But 150 grams.
Right.
So it's an extra 15 grams of protein.
Nice.
I put some like organic, what's the name? Oats.
Okay.
So like just random oats, or like these days I found one that's
cook them before you just use them?
No, just put them in there.
Straight
like,
into the yogurt. Nice.
I mean, people most of the time don't know that, but those oats that you get in packets are already pre-cooked. So you like they are like some people cook them again, but you don't really need that.
You don't need to. Okay.
And by the cooking process, it also gets rid of a lot of those
the
anti-nutrients.
Yeah.
So I found a brand that's pretty good. It's just 96% organic oats and 4% cacao. So they taste really nice. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not like crap extracted breakfast cereals.
Yeah.
And there's no sugar inside. And by mixing this in my Greek yogurt, I put blueberries inside and I put honey and cinnamon. Mix it up. It's great fucking.
It's great. I mean, dude, the fact that you travel so much and yet have to do this every day.
But it's so fast because it's always the same thing.
For you, and then I think that's an amazing thing with us as humans. We are just so adaptable to, our own algorithm in the sense of like, for someone else that would be like, oh my God, I have to get this and this and this. But you're like, oh, I know exactly what I need. I know exactly how long I prepare. So when you then, you can basically, go anywhere in the world and be able to do this thing.
Oh yeah, and it's so many different flavors as well. So it's super easy and you don't get bored of it.
Yeah, no. I mean, I get that. I think that's, again, just to sort of look at how I consume food. I have a cycle. I don't have every day the same thing, but I did learn, and I have learned to really enjoy the consistency where there is consistency, because and also you start to tweak it a bit with like little nuances, like a little bit more salt or a little bit more whatever. For me it's with coconut oil or whatever, and you could just take, even the cooking process, you can just taste, oh, that's been done a bit differently, or like, because you are like, you become an aficionado in that particular dish, because you're eating it so frequently. Okay, so that's your like, start of the engine. But then is outside of that, is it very flexible in terms of what you eat?
It is very flexible.
Okay.
That meal is at that spot because I trained just before that.
Yeah, okay. So that was my next,
I've tried many different routines. I tried working out in early morning, late at night.
Yep.
And throughout my career, like I have had to adapt, to do many different things. At some point, I was training at 7 a.m. every day.
Oof.
I kind of liked it, but I had to bring my first meal very early, so I didn't like that. So now what I do is I would get like a solid deep work block from like 7-ish to 10:45, which is the time I would leave to get to the gym by 11. And at that time, so Yeah, I don't take anything before, like pre-workout sometimes, or I could sometimes break the fast before the workout for like a peach or a banana, but it doesn't really matter. Like it's not like a big heavy thing for your stomach to digest, so it doesn't really matter.
So you don't, I mean, so those little details like having a banana or stuff, because it's such a low calorie intake and a relatively simplistic thing.
It's full of fibers, so it's really easy to digest. Like it's not.
So this is interesting.
Some people get really
anal retentive about the details.
No, but very strict and crazy about, oh no, I can't break my fast.
Yeah, I'm that guy. I'm that guy. I'm like, don't fuck, that's not passing my lips. And I know it's psychological. Yeah. But I think for me, just the idea of taking something in, like I think break fast for me really is like, I want it all at that time, you know. But no, but I get it. It is obsessive, it is unnecessary, and it's good to have that mindset where you're not like restricting yourself to such a level, you know. So okay, cool, all right. And so sorry, you then, how long are you training for?
About an hour.
About an hour.
No more than that. Monday through Friday, 1 hour.
We'll talk about that in a second. But so then after that, you know, you have your break fast, the Quentyn meal, and then your flexibility. I guess you're eating over like 8 hours or 10 hours, kind of give or take.
Kinda like my dinner would be a little bit later since I moved to Spain, because now you know
that's the culture here. Yeah.
So I would finish eating usually between 8 and 9. So it's not even that late for a Spanish person, but for me it is, because in France you eat at more or less 7, and depending on where you live in the world as well, like UK is the same, Australia was the same, US was the same, so here is a bit of a change, but I don't mind it too much because now I could adapt, because I never trained at 11 in the morning before.
Exactly. So now you've just you just moved your kind of wake cycle.
So I would do the big breakfast, then around 4-5 I would do like a snack. So it could be a protein shake, could be skier grit.
You wouldn't consider that a meal? That's just your snack?
Yeah.
Or is that kind of like a
more or less
big snack?
500 calories.
Okay.
So if you are in that sense, you have 1,000 more or less. Like I'm not tracking as much as I used to. It depends on the time. When I want to be like shredded to the bone, like I'll be tracking everything. But I would do about 1,000, then 500. So it's 1,500, and then I know at night I have a lot of space.
Right.
And I know some people are also scared of eating.
And that you like, because then you can go anywhere you want. Yeah.
I can squeeze. Like some people get mad because I'm like, I eat an ice cream pretty much every day.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's why. Because
it's crazy.
I just know my body so well, and I've done it for so long also, that some people don't take into consideration all those different factors, is that I've been training consistently now for 15 years. Yeah. And I haven't fucked up on my diet kind of ever. Like obviously I go overboard sometimes. I'm not like, also the more you age, the more you learn not to just restrict yourself too much. Like you just want to enjoy your life from time to time. Yeah. Like I still have a drink sometime. Yeah. Like I don't get in that position anymore. Like I used to be extremely strict and be extremely careful. But even though I had the opposite problem when I lived in Australia. Some people are always obsessed about losing weight and restrict calories and stuff. But for me in Australia, I was burning so many calories being a PT every day. Yeah. I was walking in between 20 to 30,000 steps every single day. Jesus. And I was burning.
You did bush, mate.
I had a Fitbit at the time, I remember, and it would be ringing if I was going over 30,000 steps or like 6,000 calories.
Wow.
Burned. So this was insane. So every day I was stuffing myself.
Yeah, you have to.
I was burning.
It's expensive.
The minimum was 4,500 calories a day. So this is what I was targeting for every day. Wow. So this, I could not get a proper break.
Would you find that that's a lot of the incidental exercise, i.e. walking, like just moving around? 100%. Yeah.
Because I was like today, so I'm 5'10", 5'11". I am 82 kilos, 83. I was 73 kilos at the time.
Oh, wow.
I was shredded. Yeah. But I still was lacking mass.
Sure.
And it was impossible for me to put on mass. Yeah. Because I was training and I was training people, I was walking around. And it was very, very challenging because I was going to work on foot as well. So, and when you're a PT, you work different shifts. So I was working at 6 a.m., at 12, and at 5 p.m. So it was 3 times a day I was walking
because you're working around their schedule
home every time.
Sure.
So this was very, very challenging in that sense of burning calories. So that shows also that if you want to lose weight, you don't have just to restrict your calories, you just have to be more active.
And
it makes life a hell of a lot easier.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about then, like, you mentioned obviously having an ice cream like every day.
Kind of, like not every day, but yeah.
But you allow yourself flexibility on a daily basis. Do you have a particular day where you will have an excess amount of calories, or is it always pretty consistent?
It's pretty consistent, but I feel like, I don't know, what day is it today? Tuesday?
Tuesday, yeah.
Gonna get burgers?
Yeah, so, for sure, yeah.
So I don't mind.
And
that's also why I always keep more flexibility in the evening.
Yeah.
So I have that kind of habits of eating the same meal, and so it gives me my base.
Yeah.
So at least I have that, about 50 grams of protein, and I have about 1,000 calories.
Yeah.
It's more or less like 100 grams of carbs and whatever, but to me, I'm just looking, at the end of the day, I'm just looking at the amount of, that's very noisy.
Dead cats? Did you black that out? Dead cats? Yeah, you should be fine.
I am looking to get more or less 130 to 140 grams of protein per day. So this is what I'm aiming for.
130 grams of protein?
Yeah, that's not a lot.
I mean, dude, again, I don't count the protein intake that I put into my body, but
it helps. Like,
I'm sure.
It's the main factor for me. But then if you want to push it, you would have to look at fats as well. Carbs don't really matter. Yeah. Carbs are like the gas you put in your car.
Right.
So if you're gonna exercise a lot, more carbs. If you don't train, less carbs. Simple as that.
Okay.
The fats should be consistent because they are also in check to they're responsible for the level of your hormones.
Okay.
So like for men, like the testosterone, if you go on a low fat diet, you'll be fucked.
Right.
Like it's a shortcut, but this is basically what's gonna happen. You're gonna shut down everything. Protein is here to keep your muscle tissues, so you need them, and also obviously the quality of your skin and everything, like more collagen kind of type protein, but it's a protein.
Interesting.
And fibers, but fibers it's a whole other topic because the fibers are literally something that no one talks about, and if you don't get a lot of fibers every day, and all of a sudden you get a lot, you're going to be farting a lot.
Right.
And that's the thing, like, if you're used to it, you're not going to fart. Sorry for like going sideways.
Yeah, no,
here.
but it's interesting because I actually watched something earlier today where a guy was talking about he has always been bloated from eating peas. Because peas, green peas, like garden peas.
But it's not all about the fibers for green peas. Because those legumes have a lot of what we call anti-nutrients.
Oh, wow.
And those are the factors that would be making you bloat.
Right, okay.
So I don't really eat legumes anymore.
Interesting. That's
like,
interesting.
Quinoa,
Ray,
lentils.
You listening?
I don't eat quinoa nor lentils.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
That's so interesting. That could be why. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, I don't eat that stuff anyway, but that's really fascinating. And okay, so fine. So like in terms of sort of nutrition and sort of regime and scheduling, that all makes sense. Now, with reference to your training, like obviously again, you've been teaching. Or you've been practicing as a personal trainer for a good number of years, and I imagine along those years you've probably practiced different disciplines of training, or have you always been kind of
tried everything too, as much as I could at least.
Yeah. Is there and what you're doing now? Like, can you tell us a bit about? Well, tell us a bit about the different trainings that you've taught, ones that you feel like you've learned stuff from that you would still maybe
100%.
Use now.
I think I was lucky in that sense because when I first got started, like I was mentioning earlier, I got taught fitness by that American coach.
Yeah.
So literally my first ever training program was the strength and conditioning program from the University of Oregon.
Right.
So this was like literally a high up just strength and conditioning program. So in my first ever program, I would have to do hang cleans. Like, who does that?
Right.
Besides going to a CrossFit gym nowadays, but at the time it was literally 2011.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had never heard of this.
Sure.
I thought it was just part of the journey. So I did that, bench press, pull-ups, just the main big ones, like squats. And this is how I was taught to do fitness.
It's a great foundation.
Yeah, great foundation, but also kind of, it's risky at first when you don't have the basics.
Yeah.
But I was lucky enough to have this guy by my side. So when I first got into a proper gym, because we had this small gym for the team with no machines, a lot of equipment, I was not used to, I didn't know what a gym looked like.
Right.
So I went into that gym for the first time, and I remember I was kind of confused. I was like, well, I don't know how to use all these machines. So I kind of stayed away from it for a very long time. And my philosophy was just, okay, I just train for football and this is what I do. And I kept it this way for a long time. Then I got that fitness certification in Australia, and I was going full on into functional training. At the time, this was the brand new thing.
Right.
CrossFit was just coming out a little bit outside of the US, and I was not a fan of CrossFit.
Yep.
Because at the time it was very, I mean, still kind of a cult, you know, like,
Very
but
much so.
not as much as it used to be, because
Very much so.
now a lot of CrossFit gym are just, they're removing the CrossFit affiliation. They don't have it anymore because it costs a lot of money and it doesn't bring them a lot of clients anymore.
Why? Because now it's Reebok, right? Yeah, I mean, like, what the?
Now you have new waves, so the functional fitness, you have the high rocks kind of training, so people don't really care about
what the brand is or
exactly
CrossFit,
when they just want to get fit.
Yeah.
Some people do because they just love the competition side of things. And
well, that for me is the danger of CrossFit, because I practice a lot of the exact same disciplines as CrossFit, except without the cheap reps and you know, the where you compromise form. But the idea of like, hey, we're doing, you know, multiple planes of movement, multiple muscle groups at the same time,
really good.
very efficient, I practice all those things. What I don't agree with is then I'm trying to beat the guy next to me, and in doing so I'm gonna fuck up, you know, or I'm gonna do something. I just think it's a risk. I think working together is great. Working out together, I mean, I did it this morning. Like, I love stuff like that, but I don't think it should be with the view that you're trying to beat someone else. Just beat yourself.
But that's a mindset.
Sure.
It's just, if you want to beat yourself, you can.
Yeah.
But if you want to beat your neighbor, you can also.
Yeah, but I think, I mean, there is definitely a healthy level of competition. You don't want to be left behind. But I think if you are trying to beat someone in without any consideration for your joints and your body and stuff like that, you're not really beating them. Like, I guess it's integrity as well. Like, if I'm gonna do more pull-ups, but my pull-ups are like half-assed, and I'm like, you know, kipping or doing whatever, that's not me winning. That's me just, if I'm gonna do the same 2-1-2 tempo and I'm looking you in the eyes while I'm doing it, I'm down with that. I'm down with like perfect strict form, and then we can compete. And, you know, but it doesn't work in those environments because everyone's loud and it's shouty and it's big, and the experiences I've had with those type of things. But anyway, sorry,
I agree. But this is what separates us from the pros. Sure. Any sports at the pro level is not healthy.
That's true as well. I absolutely agree with that. Absolutely agree with that.
So I started with functional training, TRX. At the time, the TRX was just coming out.
Right.
This was brand new. I remember I got into the certification for it back in Sydney.
Wow.
Loved it. I was just like, dude, like, I'm gonna just buy this and train at home and do all this kind of stuff. It was fun. Like, I really liked it. And I think it's got its place now in a workout regimen, because you need to be able to master your body weight. So this is great. So,
this is so true.
I think rings now are superior than TRX. CrossFit brought the rings back into the market, basically. So
very true
no one looked into gymnastics. So CrossFit made that kind of popular, which is a very good thing. I used to make a lot of ring programs, especially during COVID time. So I started like this for a while. So no rings, just TRX, lots of body weight. I've always been a big aficionado of mastering your body weight into like heavy pull-ups, stuff like that. And this is still up to date. Like, I still, if I had to choose one exercise until I die, it would be the pull-ups. Heavy pull-ups. Like, there's nothing better than that. Let's go.
Yeah. Agreed. It's the one thing that's always in my workouts change every week, but it's the one thing that's always consistently.
As it should be, because you'd be able to do pull-ups until you die.
Yeah.
And that's the best thing, because it shows proof that your ratio strength for body weight is good. Yeah. Because you master your body weight by being able to lift it up. So it's very, very good. But
and
then,
I've also, I mean, you also, the whole grip strength thing as well. Like, you know, there is studies that have shown that there's a correlation between your internal organs, like health, and your grip strength.
100%. Yeah, I've seen that.
Things like that. I mean, you're promoting a much stronger grip strength, which I guess in turn is somehow giving you better lungs, better organs. I don't know.
This is true, and also having a better grip allows you to mobilize more muscle fibers.
Interesting.
If you do a bench press, let's say, you put, for example, choke, you will have a better grip. And if you train your grip beforehand, there's also techniques to activate your grip beforehand.
Yeah.
If you're able to grip the bar in a harder way, you can go deeper into the shoulders.
Yeah, I felt that.
And that's
100%.
really, really good. So
100%.
everyone, like also in my training regimen, there's always some form of carry. Heavy carry, as heavy as possible, always.
Okay.
And if you train in a workout part, you can do dead hangs.
Yes,
and that's
exactly.
pretty much the same shit.
Yeah.
You're going to train your grip on a good level as well. So I started with this, and then I remember at that time I had a hard time putting on muscle mass, more weight, because I was burning too many calories. So I needed to try something else.
You're Australian leg,
but I was also training too much, and if you do too many sessions, I remember I was advised at the time. I had a colleague that was more into bodybuilding. He told me you should train less, but like more volume.
Right.
And like so this is how basically I switched into German volume training.
Interesting.
I don't know if you've ever heard of this system. It's not very popular anymore, but it used to be, because it was tailored in a bodybuilding way to make you break a plateau. And it did, but it was painful. Like I hated it.
Right.
I would.
Can you give me an example of like?
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
And I would never advise anyone to do it.
Okay.
Like it's a 12-week program, if I remember correctly. I think you have different phases, but basically a workout is 10 times 10.
10 times
and
10.
It's superset. So it's a shitload of volume in a short amount of time.
Right.
So I remember I had 10 reps of, what was it? 10 sets of 10 reps, of back squat, supersetted with 10 sets of 10 reps of hamstring curls.
Interesting.
This was one of the combo that they would make, but it takes forever.
Right.
One workout is only 4 exercises.
Because you're doing a 10 rep max.
And it's 4 seconds down.
4 seconds down. Okay, so your negative phase is 4 seconds down. And then what's the rest periods between each?
It's like 1 minute, like something like this. It's very, very intense and very, very high in volume. I've never had pumps like that. And I remember, like, you only have 4 exercises. The first two.
That's exactly what I fucking hell, but yeah, carry on. Very similar.
The first block is harder exercises, and the second one a bit lighter.
Sure.
But I don't really remember the split if it was upper lower. But I remember that sometimes I had pull-ups like 10 times 10 with 4 seconds eccentric.
Yeah.
But 10 sets.
Jesus, that's a lot. It was. Yeah, because you just can't do it, especially if you're chasing that rep.
Yeah.
I think that's where sorry to jump in, but again, because I do practice a lot of this, like supersetting, the idea of, in my case, I'm trying to get to 10 reps in the time parameters, but the reality is I can't do it. I cannot get, after like my 4th round of doing, wide grip pull-ups, can I still get 10 out in the last round? Fuck no.
Yeah.
But that's the point. Like, obviously, in your case, it's not just doing a 2-1-2 tempo. It's a 2-1-4 tempo, and that in itself
this was really, really challenging. At some point, you can add a band because it's a body weight exercise, so you can't really adjust the weight.
Right, I see.
But I remember
just to actually finish the
back squat was the hardest part. Because there was 10 sets of 10 reps, 4 seconds eccentric. I don't remember the weight I was using. You don't even need a heavy weight.
Right, okay. So that's my question. So it's not necessarily weight.
No,
you're not doing a 10 rep max.
No. Because if you do that, then you're fucked for the second set.
That's what I thought.
So you need to handle. I remember it was bearable until the 6th rep, 6th set.
Yeah.
And then after that, it becomes a nightmare.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's really,
I think
really
that 4 second is
but
like,
it's kind of, it reminds me of now we use the EMOM kind of style of workouts that you do 10 reps per minute, for example. Yeah. But this was old. Like if you type in German volume training, it's very old, man. Like, and someone advised me to do that, and I did, and I hated it, but it broke a plateau because it just made me discover new kind of feelings, new sensations.
That's so fascinating.
But I would not advise anyone to do it. Like it's no fun whatsoever.
I'd say that's a really interesting synchronicity, because I have trained or was training not a million miles off by the sounds of things from what you were doing with your Oregon coach guy, because I was following a very specific strength and conditioning program at a relatively young age, which involved a barbell, which involved but it was very regimented. It had the concept behind it was this whole sort of, build the foundation, build all the kind of large muscle groups, lots of squats, lots of bench, lots of stuff like that. But I did also then hit a bit of a ceiling with it, because I was doing the same things over and over again, that my body got much more efficient at doing these things. And I wasn't seeing the same results I was when I first did it. So then my friend, he started doing these kind of German volume-based exercises. They were all like rep count based. So he would be like, we do the 120s. So what's the 120? So you do 30 wide, 30 push, 30 diamonds, and then again
push-ups.
Yeah, push-ups. 20 wide, 20. No, it was 20 wide, 20 push-ups, and 20 close grip, and then again and again and again, and then that. But you have to get to the 20. You have to. This is without the volume down, all that sort of stuff. This was just doing the reps, and then
calisthenics.
And then he started doing pull-ups, and this was the game changer in the sense of when he did. Like he's a smaller guy than me, and he was quite a strong guy, and we used to always like wrestle and mess around, and like some periods of our life I was stronger than him, sometimes he was stronger than me, but it was pretty even. Man, I met up with him after him I didn't see him for like 2 months, and he'd just been doing pull-ups, you know, like, and doing the similar, like I'm doing like 20 reps, but like breaking them down, you know, just finishing the rep counts that he was trying to get to. The motherfucker made me do cartwheels. Like I remember he was just throwing me. And then that's when I was like, okay, what is this superpower you've got? And I did the pull-up stuff, and I did the kind of German volume, doing it based on the reps, getting those reps out, and it would take me an hour and a half to do some of these
circuits.
Yeah. But you know, it completely like I think broke the plateau, as you're saying. Now thinking about it, I'm thinking that's kind of the origin. I mean, again, because when you just do those things, I mean, don't get me wrong, you know, everyone who's seen calisthenics on YouTube or anything like that, these, you know, monsters, man, like you can get so much from it. But I do think that, you know, it's just a lot of investment of your time. And so where I've got to with it is in keeping elements of that into what I do, whilst also then looking at doing, because you don't do your legs, you don't do anything else. For me anyway, and I know your volume is different, but I'm just suggesting that.
No, but the calisthenics guys, there's a lot of them that don't really do legs. No. But it also, I mean, it's good for them, the ones that do figure style, like back lever, front levers, flags and stuff. It helps a little bit not to have strong, like heavy legs.
For sure, Yeah, no, absolutely. Sorry, man. I just wanted to, because it was an interesting, because what you described, breaking plateaus, I think that is a really, you know, I haven't had to break a plateau in the last 10 years, probably because every week, I'm like changing things up in a way that's just still shocking my system. I mean, the only times I would say that maybe just additional incidental exercise is the only thing where I'm like, okay, well, you know, someone wants to, you know, I don't know, we go on a long walk or something. I don't know. Like, again, I just don't really have anything programmed into my regime, and haven't had for a long time, where I'm like, oh, I need to like do this reset thing or do this like additional super challenge.
Yep. You change it up every week.
Yeah, every week my workouts.
You know what? Like everything works. There's only this stuff that works better.
Sure.
And what works better is consistency on the same program. And I do cycles of 4 weeks in which I won't change anything. And then I will increase the intensity of it by increasing the weight, reducing the number of reps.
Right.
And on similar movement patterns for the main exercises. Because now I program in a very different way. That's been very efficient throughout the years. But to bring back, like what you were saying on calisthenics, I remember back when I lived in New York City, before I became an official PT in Australia, I was doing a lot of calisthenics, and at the time there was a group that was called Bar Stars.
Oh, I remember the Bar Stars, bro. Of course. Yeah.
And they were training in Washington Heights.
Yes, of course.
And I was in Brooklyn, and I texted them at the time, like on Facebook or something. And they replied, they're like, "Yeah, dude, join us."
They're great, man.
But they were not as famous, but I could never go because it was kind of far from where I lived.
Fine.
But that was literally buffed black dudes everywhere in New York anyways.
Yes.
So I was training on a street park next to my house, and there was always a couple of dudes, and we trained together, and it was really nice. And I was doing a shitload of pull-ups. And I remember this was the thing that just builds the physique. Like just pull-ups, man. Like
strength as well. It's not just, I think that's the point. Like you get that bigger back, you get the ab back being activated for you know, your core is really activated.
Everything works,
everything. But your strength. You don't realize how, because again, it's that grip, you know, it's like dad strength, you know what I mean? Like you get that real like superhuman strength that comes out of it.
At some point, that's the thing, you need to up the weight also. Like you need, like now I do weighted pull-ups are, no matter what I do, every week I have a weighted pull-up
What is the weight you're dangling on yourself?
My best nowadays is I do 7 reps with an extra 45 kilos.
Holy.
Under.
Damn.
I'll show you the video after.
Yeah. maybe we can splice it in. But that's impressive, man.
But it's over time as well. And I even posted a reel last week where I was showing a video of me at 28 years old lifting 30 kilos under the belt for 9 reps.
Nice.
And then I'm like, that's 30 kilos, 9 reps. And now I'm 35 and that's 40 kilos, 9 reps.
Yeah.
So it's showing that it's not because you get older that you need to lose the strength.
Absolutely
not. And on the very contrary, if you get stronger over time, your physique is just going to improve.
Exactly. Which is, why I'm doing this videos and doing all this stuff. Just to kind of, I'm 41 years old. I'm in as good shape, if not better shape than I was when I was 35. Like I'm always.
But you would be in an even better shape if you would be following a program for 4 weeks straight.
I don't know. So this is why I find fascinating, because again, like the idea of changing those parameters, like increase in weight or decrease in rest times or whatever. Like these are all parameters that are adjustable for sure, and you will become more functionally good at that particular exercise. Yeah. What I'm seeing with myself is that I never become brilliant at any one of these particular disciplines, but my overall
you're good overall.
My overall strength is there. I don't have injuries. I don't have any problems, because I think again, you're carrying that 40 kg. Like I remember back in the day, I used to do stuff like this with a friend of mine, and we used to do like big heavy weight, and we used to do it with each other. And I think we got up to about 40 kg, maybe whatever, like, doing the dips or doing the pull-ups, maybe I don't think we'd ever get to 9 reps, but we would get to like a certain point, and you'd feel it a bit. You know what I mean? You feel
sore.
You feel sore, and like it is. The only thing is the ligaments and tendons, as these are the parts of the body that don't repair as quick as the muscle fibers. 100%. Right? So I think for me, like, and occasionally I will chuck a weight vest on, but it won't be any more than 10 kg. And I'll still do the same programs that I'm doing, but I'll do it with a weight vest.
Yeah, that's completely fine.
So, but every week it's always changing. Like, I mean, and it's
changing, but are the movement patterns basically the same?
Pretty much. I mean, look.
That's why.
I tell you what I'm doing. Like, if you're looking in some of the algorithm, the training over like a 4-week period, you'll have, frontal plane, anterior plane. Like I'm doing like, medial parts of the shoulder and certain weeks more so than I'm doing the anterior or the chest more than the shoulders or whatever. Like, so there's like tweaks, there's like an overarching like idea on what I'm trying to do. But, again, I just don't do this thing where I'm like, okay, well, I want to get better at, lateral raises. I want to get better at these things. I just want to, when I get to it again, which will be in like 2 or 3 weeks time, I want to try and be as good, if not better than I was 3 weeks ago. But, some weeks are better than others. But I would say that, again, for me, the consistency in terms of movement patterns is it's large muscle groups. It's, it's really kind of just trying to always shock the body into being like, oh, okay, you're using a slightly different muscle now, because as you know as well, there'll be this connection that is built up from the brain to the mitochondria cells through the neural pathways, that the more you keep doing the same thing, the shortcuts your body will find. Your brain will find shortcuts to try and achieve the same results, and therefore that's why you add the extra weights and stuff like that. You are most certainly stronger, but your body is like, oh, I know how to do this with less muscle. Or I know how to do this in a way that's like, it's not going to be as inefficient as if you were, the first time doing an exercise. Yeah. Because when you first do it, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Your body's trying to use every muscle it can to keep you stable.
Yeah, that's why the first 3 years of training are usually the easiest, and you get a lot of muscle for it.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, oh, I want to be like this all the time, and it doesn't work. Cool, man. But this is great. This is why this type of dialogue is so interesting to me, and then I'm happy we're having this chat. Just because I'm conscious of your time as well. The last thing I want to talk to you a bit about is kind of life balance, and do you feel like that's something that you've got figured out, or you're still working on, and like kind of what is your sort of I mean, you definitely, from the perspective of your food, I feel like that balance is pretty healthy, because you have the flexibility there. You have your ice creams maybe every day, every other day.
Dude, I found some protein ice cream that's pretty decent.
Oh yeah.
So it's you can get them at Lidl.
Ah yeah. And, I mean, it's told to get to Lidl.
It's worth it. Like it's not like one ice cream is like literally like a Snickers bar. It looks like it's got like 5 grams of protein in that bar. Yeah. And it's not even 100 calories. Like it's just So it's fine. You get a treat, but it's not like overboard. Meaning like I scoop in a fucking Häagen-Dazs.
Yeah. No, it's true. I mean, there's definitely the way that we've evolved with.
There's ways to treat yourself and not go overboard.
I 100% agree. Yeah, so your life balance. Tell me a bit about your life balance. Do you have it? What is going
I'm
on?
always trying to improve that. That's for sure. And the moving part of it, like I've been moving in different countries a lot, so it's really hard to always adjust and make your schedule just work, depending on also which time zone you're living in. Like next week, I'm going to Asia for a month. So I'm going to still have to work on the same time zone as here. So it's a +7 or something. Right. So from this, I'm going to have to obviously adjust and work mostly in the evenings because this is where everybody's going to be awake.
Right, okay.
So stuff like that. So if I train in the morning, then it's going to be fine because no one is going to bother.
Right.
And when you work for yourself, you got to be aware that no one is going to do the work for you.
That's true.
So you have to put yourself in that place where you wake up early in the morning and you do the job, you do the work. Because if you don't have to put an alarm, like for me, the fact that I don't have to put an alarm in the morning is a win, but it doesn't mean that I wake up at 10.
No, exactly.
Like I still, like yesterday I woke up at 6.
Just so, like, I got to get this stuff done.
It just happens. Like my body just wakes up. It feels like it had enough sleep. So I'm good to go. I don't need it. Like for some people it's like, oh, you don't put an alarm, so that means you sleep in. No. I just don't need an alarm because now I can wake up at different times. It doesn't affect my job, but it might affect yours because you have to be at the office at 8, something like this. So that's fair enough. I don't have that, but I still have those deep focus work block that I've put on my calendar. Like I would advise everyone to have a calendar. Like this is the thing that really literally changed my life since I put that into like on my phone. You go on the calendar app and you just set up blocks. You put color codes. So your calendar looks good, like it just has colors. For me, my meals are even in my calendars and they are like yellow. My work is in green.
Nice.
Sports, everything related to sports, whether it's paddle or it's gym, it's red. So this way, just seeing the calendar, I just know.
You feel like it's the same as your brunch, the
exactly.
Quentyn brunch
and at the end of the day, I feel accomplished.
That's great. I like that. That's a really good idea because actually I program in timers, not timers, sorry, I program in alarms. So I occasionally will have like an alarm, practice guitar, practice this, like, or like do this thing or whatever. And they're kind of like guide points. But I think if you go as far as you're saying, like really saying this is the time that I spend doing that, I think that's really interesting, man. I think that's great. I might even adopt some of those
podcast
things.
Christian.
Hey, I'm in there. I'm blue.
See, like this is how like I make it super easy like that. Yeah, guitar practice is there too.
Yay!
So,
hey,
like,
you practice the guitar.
Yeah,
Nice. I do. Okay.
So it's I do it like that and it just helps a lot.
I love that. That's really
with
cool.
color codes, and I did that not even 2 years ago, and it changed everything because I would get overwhelmed too fast because at some point you're just confused at what you am I doing, what you're doing. Exactly. And I do.
Sorry, just on that as well. Just because it's something I've been talking to other people about, like switching off from like phones and stimulation outside of like real touching grass type of experiences. Like that's what that works for as well.
Yeah.
Like okay, there could be a curveball, could be a problem with my work that can come in outside of my blocked time. But unless it's a fucking code red, which most of these things are not. They feel more like a code red because you're caught off guard or whatever. But if you deny the access to even get to you, which means really just putting your phone on airplane mode or do not disturb or whatever, I think that's great, man.
That could do that. Like I know in the evening when I'm done with all this, like I also have an app that it's called Things, and it's just tasks.
Okay.
So you put in tasks that you have to complete the day after. So you would do it in the evening.
Yeah.
So the day after when you wake up, you have all those tasks you need to complete within those time work blocks.
Right.
So if this is completed at the end of the day, I'm done. I just switch off.
So good.
It's like PlayStation, Netflix, whatever, and I don't feel guilty about it.
Absolutely, man. Great.
And this works really well. I think it's just easy to also put into place. Like it's just not hard.
Yeah, I like it.
It's a quick tip, and for the people that work for themselves, I think you have to have this.
Yeah. No, I think I'm going to start implementing that. Man, Quentyn, thank you so much, bro. Like, you've given a big block of blue for your time to come and sit with us. It was good. I've got to go now open the restaurant where Quentyn's going to have his flexible later meal with us. And I will, I'll add some more stuff on there. But yeah, so hope you're enjoying, guys. Give us any comments or feedback that you want. Like if you like, love if, subscribe if you love, and So this will go out on Thursday, and then tomorrow is reps for rewards, and I'll try again to kind of give an indication of where I'm going to be doing those. So if you want to come and put the repetitions in for the rewards, then do that. But thanks for watching, guys, and see you on the next one.
See ya.
Cheers, man.
You're welcome.
That was awesome.